I owe one of you guys a makeup tutorial. A long overdue one. Like long. Like 2 months long. So we're doing that today. And before somebody decides to comment, yes, I know, my hair is giving, answer my question. You don't have to answer that, okay? Matter of fact, don't answer that in the comments at all. Don't comment on my hair. Hi, my name is Kadwa, and this is how I do my makeup. So there are three main looks I am going to be going over in this video. That is my everyday look, even though I look like this every day. Don't wear it every day. It's just when I want to look a little bit more presentable, you know. It's basically some lashes and some eyeliner and mascara. It's what I use in most of my thumbnails, you know, if I want to feel a little bit more pretty than how I already feel, which is pretty. I'll throw some self-confidence in there today. Why not? No self-depreciation. But, you know, it's just something I do real quick, real easy. Yeah. The second look I'm going to be going over is my more like going out look. Like, you know, if you're going on, like, if I'm going on a date with like my boo thing, or like, you know, like it's just nice. Like you're going somewhere and you want to throw on a little eyeshadow and it's not too complicated and too much work to put in. So I'll be showing that. And the last look I'll be showing is the look I actually did in my resellers and scalpers video, which a lot of people seemed very interested in. It was blue eyeshadow, and I really appreciate it. Everybody was so nice in the comments and stuff like that. Like, you guys have a lot more faith in my makeup skills than I do, honestly. And I'll be honest, I kind of did forget which palettes I used and like how I did it in particular. It was really random that day. I just wanted it to match my shirt. But I'm definitely going to try to replicate in this video. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. So we are going to start off with my everyday look. Now, just as a forewarning, some of the products I am going to use are on some type of particular boycott for many different reasons. I just want to let it be known I will be using these products. And if you are curious as to how I got them, they are either secondhand, they are gifted, or they were already in my possession before said boycott had started. So just for a warning, all right? Thank you, because we don't waste products around here. I will let it be known that I don't wear foundation. I feel like that's kind of like an obvious thing, but in case you didn't know, I don't. It's actually been like 2 years since I've done my own foundation, and I really just did it kind of to learn it as a skill, because I was curious. You know, you'd be seeing those advertisements where girls be looking like flawless and guys be looking flawless, like, you know, porcelain skin. Oh my gosh. And I was like, ooh, I want that. I don't think my skin looks bad. I was just curious at the time, so I did pick up a few products and I did it for like, you know, like a couple months, and then I decided, you know, maybe I'll do it on special occasions or something. But for now, I just don't do it. Even before I was practicing doing foundation, I wasn't doing it. So your girl's just barefaced. She's just barefaced. What I basically do is you know, just drink water, clear your skin up. Just make sure you're drinking your water. Get those electrolytes in. You know, be healthy, be happy, be healthy. But I just do that, and then also wash your face. I feel like everybody has like a 10-step skincare routine these days. You know, I'm not like other girls. I don't have a 10. That's not what I'm saying. But like I just don't. You know, I feel like you don't have to make things complicated for yourself for you to look beautiful and have nice skin. So I just, you know, soap and water in the shower. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What I do is I, you know, wash my face and everything like that. If I do have a 3-step routine, I'm gonna like put the product up. I believe it's like Good Molecules. I think they have like a 3-step plan or something like that to like moisturize and everything. I have it somewhere in my room, but I don't feel like pulling it out. But I do that sometimes when I'm feeling fancy, you know, and then most times what I do is, again, just wash the face, and I just put this moisturizer on, which is La Roche-Posay. Again, one of the products that is kind of being boycotted right now, and this has just been in my possession. If I have like some type of dirt and debris like on my face or something like that from like yesterday's makeup or whatever extremities have touched my face, I just use some makeup wipes or like a makeup eraser, like one of those little rag things. So to start, let's clean our face. See? Nice and clean face. To start off, we are going to line our waterline with a couple of cheap eyeliners. So we go in with one white eyeliner that's going to go in the inner corner of our eye right here, and then we go in with our black eyeliner and it's going to go on the outer part of our eye. Now, what most professional makeup tutorials would tell you is that this white eyeliner is supposed to make your eye look bigger. It's supposed to make it pop a little bit more. And it does make your eye look bigger. However, I'm saying the reason that I did this is just because I was screwing around one day and I thought it looked good. So, yeah. Professional reason, Keldawa reason for doing this. And what I do is I use two really cheap eyeliners. You can get them from the dollar store. That's LA Girl and also, you know, LA Colors. Very cheap brands. And this is in the color black and this is in the color white. So we're going to go in with that right now. If you don't know how to line your waterline, pull your eye out like this. Take your pencil and literally go like here. Like that. And then you can clean it up later. I'm going to continue doing this using a mirror because it looks really weird coming in front of you in camera and, like, you know, you don't want to see my eye twitch. I'm a very twitch prone person. Nobody's worse than me when it comes to doing my waterline and my eye twitching. My mom tried to do it to me when I was a kid for Halloween costumes. It didn't work out. So I'm going to be doing this. If you see me looking down, I'm doing this here. But obviously I'm going to be fast forwarding to save time. Alright, so we're done our white eyeliner, right? And if you saw me lick my finger and go in the inner corner of my eye, I'm just cleaning up, okay? If y'all are germaphobes and you're like, ooh, that's nasty, you do you, boo. Use the makeup wipe, nasty. Alright, so we're done with our white eyeliner and now we're gonna go in with our black eyeliner. And the reason we do the white eyeliner first is because if we do the black and then we do the white, sometimes what happens is it will smear and then your white eyeliner will get dirty. So we don't want that. Prefer if you do white eyeliner first, but if you develop a technique, that's fine. Do you, boo? So we're gonna go in with this now. Bitches in the back looking righteous in the tight dress. I think I might just hit her with a little Biggie 101, how to tote a gun and have fun with Jamaican rum. All right, and we are done our black eyeliner that is on the outside. For our wing and our eyeliner up top, we are going to use two different liquid eyeliners. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Ink Liner. I feel like everybody pretty much uses this. It's like a felt tip eyeliner, so it's like really easy to control. I know some people like looser stuff. I don't personally. And it is waterproof and it is in the color just black, you know, real cool. Tip is like really sharp and things like that to be really precise, so I really like using this. And then we also have our Maybelline Master Precise All Day in the color black as well. Noir, you know. And it's like this, it looks like this. Drugstore makeup, really. And then this is also drugstore makeup, so we're gonna be using this. What I like to do typically if I don't have this is I just kind of take this liner, right, and I just go in my inner corner and I do a wing shape. So what I do is I make a line like in my inner corner right here. Like I cannot do this particularly. It is so hard to do, but I'm gonna like draw it right here, for example. Oh, okay, I have a steady hand today. So as you can see, I made like a little thing in the corner. You don't want it to be like super chunky right away because you might have to do more cleanup afterwards, which I like to avoid. But you just do like a thin line to start the wing, and then you go up top a little bit and you make kind of like a little wedge up at the top. So I'm gonna do that right now. So as you can see, there's like a little bit of a gap kind of right here, and that's where you're just going to fill it in with the rest of this. And what I do really is I just kind of like feather it out from the top and just get thinner and thinner as I go. So this is what I do when I only have my NYX professional pen. So again, just do that line and then make kind of like a wedge and then fill it in from there. So that's the first technique I do. But if I have my Maybelline pen, this is what I do. You're going to outline, you're going to do the same steps as I did with this pen right here, the NYX pen. But what you're going to do is you're going to use this as your outline, and your NYX pen is going to fill in that gap. So I'm going to do that right now. Another thing I like about this pen is if it runs out, like if it starts getting dry in the middle of you doing your eyeliner, what you can do is just shake it and then, yeah, really good invention. All right, I have gone as far as I would like to go today, so that's the look right there today. May not look as black to you on the screen, but I promise you it's looking mighty good on this. It's looking mighty good on here. All right, y'all, we're halfway there. We're halfway there. So the next step that I like to do is go in with some mascara. And you can use the mascara of your preferred choice, doesn't matter. But what I like to use is the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions. I totally didn't need to read that to know what I use. Yeah. But I like the way this makes my lashes look. It's a little elongated, you know, it's nice. So we're just gonna go in with that. And if you have no idea how to apply eyeliner, that's okay, Bookie, I got you. You're gonna open your eyes wide, like you just saw a demon. And then you're gonna like keep your eyes wide. And for your top, you're just gonna swoop. You see those little hairs that are like right there? You'd go swoop. I know people don't like it when others come close to the camera, so I'm gonna back away, give you some personal space. But that's what you're gonna do, is you're just gonna swoop, swoop all of your lashes, and it's gonna make them a little bit longer. Typically, the more coats you put, the longer your lashes are. Just make sure you're not putting too thick of coats and stuff like that, so you're not damaging your natural lashes. But I feel like we do that any day that we even wear mascara, so just do that, and then make sure you're doing an upward motion, again, if you're a beginner to this. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And we're done with our top one. So you may not be able to see it. Again, it looks a lot better down here, but I got some like really thin, tiny lashes or whatever. Some people like to use like, you know, an eyelash curler right before they put on mascara. I don't. I do that as the last step. So my shit looks like this. Yeah, looks a little. It don't look like much, but trust is gonna be much in a minute. And then for your bottom lash, if you don't know how to put on mascara, you're just gonna again do your eyes all a little wide, like you just saw something crazy. It's like when you just saw the prices of the Nintendo Switch 2. Anyway, you're gonna go like this. Just feather it out. Nothing too much. And if you get some on the bottom, that's okay. Just, again, clean up. Just use a makeup wipe, clean it up. Alright, and now our bottom lashes are done. Again, doesn't look like much from here, but when you take that picture though. Anyway, on to the next step. So now that your natural lashes are looking nice, plump, and pretty, what we're going to do is go in with some strip lashes. I can't do lash extensions. Just not my cup of tea. So we're going to go in with some half lashes. I swear by these ones specifically, the Ioni half lashing lashes. Hashing slasher. Anybody a SpongeBob fan here? But I swear by these in the green packaging. They're just the right amount of thickness. I love the way they look on my eyes. And you basically can get this from Dollar Tree. I love Dollar Tree so much. But I'm not using these new ones today. I'm using the old crusty ones I've been using for way too freaking long. So we're going to do that. And what you're going to do is I like to use Kiss Super Strong Strip Lash Adhesive. It looks like that. And it doesn't matter which glue liner you use, you know. I even have seen like pens. I used to use a pen a lot, but they don't sell them in store anymore. Gotta get that joint off Amazon, unfortunately. But what you're gonna do is take the hair out first. Oh my god. Embarrassing. Anyway, you're gonna take this lash, you're gonna, you know, put on your little lash glue. You go by your lash glue's instructions, but you dab like just a little bit of lash glue. Well, actually I like to kind of put a lot just to make sure, you know, that joint sticks a little well. Typically I like to put on my right lash first, but I just happened to pick up the left one first, so we're gonna do that. It's gonna feel very unnatural, so y'all might have to excuse me. We're gonna put that down. You're gonna wait about like 30 seconds to a minute. I like to wait typically a minute to do it, but you are going to, again, just coat these lashes with a very thin line of lash glue, and then you just wait for it to get tacky, and then you attach it to your eye as close as possible as you can to your natural lash. This one is so crusty, oh my dog. But I feel like everybody at some point reuses their lashes way more than they're supposed to, and I don't blame anybody for it. And then we are going to, I'm going to sit and wait, and for you it's just going to be a fast forward segment. You can also blow on it once it starts to get a little bit more tacky. You're going to see that it's starting to dry up and it's not so, like, you know, what's the word? Opaque? Yeah. Okay. Just going to let it rest on top. And then you just stick it onto the corner of your eye like that, and just making sure it matches up with your natural lashes. All I suggest is that you like push down just to make sure, you know, everything's kind of stuck together. All right, and then our lashes are put on. Now the very last step for your eyes is you are going to use a lash pump, and you're gonna put your lash in there and you're gonna squeeze down. Don't do it till it hurts, but I sometimes do it till it hurts. And then you let it go, and then basically what it does is it lifts up your lashes, so it looks a little bit more, you know, they're there. So you know they're there, and they're not facing like forward. So I'm gonna do that right now. If you are new to lash pumping, don't worry, it took me a couple of tries. You may hurt yourself the first few times, but you will get it eventually. Just practice. And now they are pumped. So yeah. All right, we are now moving on to the lip portion of this look. And what I'm going to be using is a couple of different products. What I do for my lips really switches throughout the day. Sometimes I want a more pink look. Sometimes I want a more like neutral kind of look. And if you are going for a neutral look, use like a brown, like 2 different brown eyeliners, like one darker than the other and then one lighter than the other. And you line your lips, right? I like to just do like, I don't like doing a cupid's bow personally. I just, you know, go over my cupid's bow, obviously do the bottom, and then just, you know, smack your lips a little bit together and throw on some lip gloss, you good. So that's what I do for like a neutral kind of brown look. I'll probably do that with my going out look, but for this one I'm going to stick with pink, and what I'm going to be using for it is Morphe Soulmate in this color. I'm not actually like a big fan of this color. I got it because it looked more like kind of like a mod, like beige, not beige, like a burgundy kind of color, but it comes out more pink. So I'm just gonna use that today. And then I'm also using the Sailor Moon collab with ColourPop, the first one that came out, not the second one, but like I'm using that little pink from there. It's a liquid lipstick that we're gonna go in with in the middle. And then over top, we are going to put the Lawless Forget the Filter Plumping Gloss. I love this gloss a lot, but I do get it secondhand. So got a little bit more of that left. Need to order some more off the good Mercari. So we're going to do that right now. Like that. I overline my lips. Some people don't like to do that. I'm the type of bitch that likes to do that. So I'm going to go at the bottom. And if it goes down a little bit more than you want it to, just clean it up, literally. Makeup wipe. You'll live. You can make mistakes here. So sometimes I do it a little bit thicker some days, other days I don't. We're gonna take a little bit of this, dab it, and then dab it up at the top, and then smooch your lips together. And then rinse and repeat. And then wherever the lipstick basically, like, you know, kind of ruins your you know, your lip liner, you're gonna go back in, you're gonna fill it back in. Might I say, if you are going to get a liquid lipstick, probably this is not the best one because it is very dry. I don't like that. But I kind of use it just because it kind of helps, like, you know, like blot everything, if that makes sense. But, you know, just a small recommendation. And then after that is done, we go over top with this. And this is more of a nude color. I don't really have like a pink one, so I'm only going to use a little bit. Typically, I like to overgloss my lips, but for today, this will do. But that is my everyday look that I usually do in my thumbnails. Again, I try to do more of like a nuder lip sometimes. I was just feeling pink today. I think it looks kind of nice. So if you are going to do a nude lip, again, brown, a light brown and a dark brown, do the same tutorial I showed you with the pink lip stuff and you will be perfectly fine. But that will complete my everyday look. Now it's time to move on to my going out look. All right, so we are back a week later because obviously this is not the same hairstyle. Your girl upgraded. She's giving Black Princess Peach. But anyways, we're moving on to the evening look. I am a little bit upset though because the main thing I needed to start with is not in my possession. I went to DreamCon this year and cosplayed a bunch, so I'm guessing I left my eye primer somewhere in Texas. So whoever's having fun with my eye primer, you know, good on you or whatever. That was my $10. But what I usually use is the Milani eye primer. It's like just your regular eye primer, nothing crazy. Put it on with my finger. And it's around like 10 bucks at the drugstore. So that's usually what I would use to create this look. However, your girl had to improvise. So what I typically do when I don't have that is you can use basically some type of concealer. This is Tarte. I don't really like Tarte, but I got this before. You also can do, which is a very good replacement that I figured out recently when I was on a trip and figured out I didn't have this eye primer, is you can use white eyeliner, and I would say use like a jumbo stick so you're not like, you know, coloring it in like skinny little lines with like a thin white pencil. So definitely use this if you don't have any other type of eye primer. It works just as well. My look came out great. So yeah, the first step is basically to just put eye primer onto your eye. I usually don't use a brush for this because it doesn't really give me like full coverage. For this I do, just because it's loose, but when it comes to like my regular eye primer, the Milani one, and using this, like just use your finger, smooth it out, you know, do it to your eye shape and you will be fine. So I will be doing that right now. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Kadwa, I look so stupid, I look like a clown, yada yada yada. Girl, that's the point, okay? We just need full coverage. Just go ahead and clean it up with like a little wet wipe or something. You'll be fine. You'll live. You'll be alright. So it turns out I'm a fraud. Whoever I accused in Texas of taking my eye primer, I'm sorry, you did nothing wrong, Pookie. I'm just stupid and misplaced it in my my little makeup brush bag. So this is the eye primer I would typically use, but it's okay. We're using white eyeliner today and it works just as good as a base. So the two main palettes that I'll be using for my eyeshadow are going to be the Berry Burst by Violet Ross. It's fun size. And then we're also going to be using the Too Faced Let's Play palette because, you know, we're a gamer girl, guys. So the first palette we're going to start off with is the Berry Burst one, and as you can see, it is very much pre-loved, very pre-loved, but the colors that we're going to be working with are this, dark brown, and right beside it the one that's like very like smushed in, almost gone, but we don't care. We're just going to use this until it's we can't use it no more. And then we might also use a little bit of this. So if you happen to have this palette in any way or have like a neutral brown, just use this, you know. But typically when I don't feel like I'm picking up enough stuff, I use this to compensate. But we're going to be using this color right here to fill in our base. So I'm going to do that right now. Also, I don't really have a technique when I brush. I'm literally just winging it. There's not really a technique that I follow. But typically when I do my eyeshadows, obviously you put like some type of base on. You put the darker color towards the outside. Maybe that's not obvious. I'm sorry. That sounded really mean. But it's not an obvious thing to people, but that's typically what I do, is just, you know, work from, you know, light color, like a medium color first, dark color on the outside, and then lightest color on the inside, or shimmers on the inside. That's typically how I do my eyeshadows. Again, don't have a brush technique. I just literally just go in. Just do you, bro. Just light brush strokes. Nothing crazy. I say as I beat my eye. All right, and there we have it. All you really have to do, again, is just tap your brush. I just go on the sides and literally just tap and follow whatever markings you made with your primer. And this is the result. And now the next color we're gonna go in with is going to be this brown right here. And we're gonna put that on our outer edges, and we're gonna do it very lightly. And I'll explain why in a second. I'm going to tell you to do this because we are going to add like a deeper layer onto the outside so it looks darker, so it's like giving an ombre effect, if you know what I mean. So we are gonna just, you know, dip it a little bit lightly, and then we are gonna go onto our outer quarter and just tap. Nothing crazy. Just drag just a little bit inside. After that, you're going to feather it out with a clean brush. And then after that, you are going to dip your brown again with your brown brush. This time a lot darker. You're just gonna sit it in that outer corner, right over top of where that light part is. And what you can do is, if you want, you can feather it out just a little bit so it's not like just like caked on. It may not look like it, but I will show a picture afterwards like I did at the end of this tutorial. I promise you it is feathered out just a tad, nothing crazy, nothing wild, but that is what you want to do. And then if you want, you can put like a darker color, like to give it even a little bit more definition. Am I gonna do that today? I'm probably not going to do it today, but just know that sometimes I do like to put like maybe a little bit of black over it just to make it even a little bit darker, just so it has a little bit more definition. But again, just drag it out a little bit. Just drag out your lighter part, just a little tad. You can add a little bit more if you feel like, you know, it was kind of lost in all the darkness, like, but I think it's fine this way. Now on to the last part of the eyeshadow, which again, we're going to use our Too Faced Let's Play. And the only color we're going to use in here is this sparkly brownish bronze color right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that over top of our lower lid in the inner corner. I used to do this with the James Charles palette a little while ago. Just use like a specific kind of gold that he had right here. I did like it for a little bit, but I don't know where that palette is. So I started replacing it with this. So you're just going to take a little bit on your finger, because I don't typically think that shimmers go on good with like a brush. I think it's better if you just use your finger like this, right? Real shiny, and you're just gonna put it on your inner corner. All right. And it should glide on pretty smoothly. You don't want to put it over top of your brown, just to, again, like keep it like dark on the dark side or whatever. Just put it on, again, just that lower of your lid. And that's how you do it. And I know it may not look like shit from over here. It may just look really muddy, but again, I will take a picture. Now we are just gonna move on to eyeliner again, which is just white in the inner corner and then black on the outer corner. Next part is our liquid eyeliner on the top of our lid. We're going to follow the same process as we did with the first look. Next, we go in with mascara once again. Now the last step is just to add lashes, and instead of the Ioni half lashes like you see right here, I'm going to be using this one, which is the Kiss Diamond Lashes. I'll see if I can put up a picture, but you can get this at like literally a Dollar General. So I'm going to be using those because it's like a little bit more sultry and like real cute, so I'm gonna put those on right now. So now that we are done our eyelashes, sometimes what I like to do for this look is I will give myself fake moles using my liquid eyeliner pen here, either on the corner of my eye or on the opposite side of my chin. Sometimes I'll do both, sometimes I'll do one or the other. It just depends on like what I'm trying to give that day. Is it giving Office Siren? Is it giving, you know, Marilyn Monroe? Like, I don't know. So that's what I do sometimes, but today is not one of those days that I'm feeling that. Next part is just our lips today. So I don't know, typically what I like to do again is like a neutral kind of look, but unfortunately I do not have my brown eyeliners. I don't know where they went. They just disappeared on me. I'm gonna have to get new ones, but I'm gonna list the products that I use typically to do this kind of like brown neutral look that I'm talking about. And basically what I would do is I just put one over top of the other. Doesn't matter the order, not too much. Smack my lips a little bit around, use the Sailor Moon lipstick that I showed you guys earlier in the middle, smack it around a little bit, you know, touch up the lip liner, and then just put some clear gloss over it, which I believe what I use is, I think I showed it in the last tutorial. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. So yeah, forget the filler. That's the lip gloss I usually like to use, and it's called Rosy Outlook that I like to put over top of that. But unfortunately, I cannot do that look right now. So what I'm gonna do is suffice with just doing my Soulmate, the color Soulmate Morphe pen again, and I'm gonna use some black eyeliner to darken it a little bit, and then I'm going to put this kind of, you know, over top. I don't know if they're making this anymore. It's a plumping gloss. I really like it, and it is in the color Beechwood, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Okay, and here is the completed look. I know I didn't record on camera doing this particular lip liner look, but just in case you're curious, I put this over top first on my lips, right over the Cupid's bow, and then I go in with same black eyeliner I use like on my outer corners of my eye. I just go in, put it over top, smack it around a little bit so it's like, you know, a little bit darker, like a little bit more tinted. It's not as like pink and like, you know, out there. Smack it around a little bit, and then what I do is I just go in with this gloss. I do one layer, do that, look at it, do another layer, smack, and then it comes out like this. So yeah, that will complete this look. And now we are going to move on to the last look, which is the blue eyeshadow. Commercial break. Today's video is sponsored by the company Chonker Cat. They had sent me a package a little while ago that I've been meaning to open, and I thought I'd talk about it with you guys. They are known as the first realistic plushie brand, and every single plushie that they make is handmade. And what I mean by realistic is these guys make literal handmade plushies that look like cats and dogs. No, literally, like realistic looking cats and dogs. I thought it was really cool, and I had actually seen a couple of listings before I took this sponsorship of Chonker Cat before. I thought it was super cute, and I was very surprised when they reached out to me and sent me something. So I would definitely like to open that on camera, and since I am a channel that likes to yap about cute things, I thought it definitely fit on theme with this channel. I know it sounds cliche, but I typically wouldn't pick something that I'm not interested in, you know, like I thought it was fitting, and I thought it would be really cool to open. So I actually forgot what they sent me. That's really bad. So we're gonna be finding out together because I did not look at the email again. I'm actually really excited because I love cats. Okay, I here's the thing, you will never understand what it's like to love a cat until you get a cat. Like, I feel like any cat hater, if they had a cat, they would find out that cats are actually very interesting creatures. And I won't lie, when I was a kid, I was kind of a cat hater. I'm not gonna lie, because a cat had actually scratched me. It was a barn cat. He was very mean, but I was told he was very mean, and I was a dumb kid and I was bothering that cat. You know, it was really silly. But I ended up getting my cat Rhodey one day, and he is literally the love of my life. I love that cat. He's so antisocial, but like, I'm so social with him. Like, I don't know. So the reason I also like this is because it reminds me of my kitty, and I low-key kind of want to see how he's gonna react to this. I'm not gonna lie. But inside here is this little brick thing, and I'm gonna like, woo! Okay, there we go. Here's the, oh, a box within a box. That's interesting. I like the packaging though. It's very secure. I really like it. So I'm opening the box, and it, oh my gosh, this is really, okay, you gotta give them an A+ for this packaging. Look at this. How can they, yo, come on. All right, that's actually good. Like, I'm very happy with this. They give him a collar. Okay, I get a little collar with him. I thought I was not gonna get a collar. This is cool. They include a little brush to like brush out the fur, I believe, and they give you like a little card. I am just excited. Oh, hold on, wait, yo. Ah! Okay, wait. Oh my god. He's cute. Aww. No, just look at him. Okay, I really like that. He's cute. Oh my god, he's like a long-haired calico cat, and like I said, it's a backpack, so it does include straps. Let's see, and I believe you can tighten these, so yeah, I really like that. He's very cute, and then he comes with his own little collar, which I think I'm gonna put that on. Hold on, bro, because I don't think you can hear me. I don't think you can hear. But I really like it. It's super cute, y'all. Look at, he's so cute, and it's like kind of chunky or whatever. I kind of like that because that reminds me of my cat. He used to have like a bow tie collar. I think he still might, but like it's just like wrapped kind of around. He's a chunky cat. He's a chunky cat. So I very much appreciate this. It's very cute. Very, very cute. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so what they do is they give you instructions on how to brush your cat and stuff like that. That's why they include the brush, and then also listing a couple other of their products that somebody may be interested in, and then also there is a letter from them on the back. I am going to screenshot this and just throw this up on screen if you guys would like to read it. If you are in any way interested in Chonker Cat and wanting to get your hands on this snazzy little backpack, I will leave the link in my description below. This obviously supports me. I get a cut of the commission. If you are looking for a way to support me, again, just liking this video and stuff like that and sharing it with a friend is completely optional and free. So, you know, I always do that. But if you are looking for a different way to support me and also support a smaller little company that makes very cute things, I will leave the sponsorship link below. Again, this video is sponsored by Chonker Cat, and Chonker Cat, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I love my cat backpack, and I'm definitely going to see how my cat reacts to this. So with that being said, back to the video. Commercial break. So for the base of this look, I used the Totally Plastic palette by Iggy Azalea. It's totally 2000s, and it's in the color Fur Blue. I know there's different shades, like there's a blue palette, there's a pink palette. We're using the blue one today, and I believe the shade that I went in with for my base was this color right here in the corner. So we're gonna put that on right now. All right, and that is our base look. Also, PSA, I should have put this in the Hello Kitty overconsumption video. This mirror, the Impressions mirrors, like the, you know, the Try ones and stuff like that, even the one that's shaped like the mini Hello Kitty faced one, do not waste your money on this thing, okay? This thing is not good, all right? The battery runs out of this. It actually pisses me off. I got this one as a replacement for my Hello Kitty face one because it broke. This one, do you see how bad this battery is? I haven't replaced the batteries in a while, but like literally when I put the watch battery in there, like it's bad. it's really bad. So I just don't suggest it, don't recommend it at all. Don't get this thing. Battery and the light on it isn't even that good. It runs out after a bit. So the only reason I'm rocking with this is because I can't waste this purchase. All right, so that's a main suggestion for me. If you take anything out of this video, don't get this impressions mirror. It sucks. So the next color that we're gonna go in with is this blue right here. You're just gonna tap a little bit on your brush, and then you're just gonna go into your outer corner. Okay, I'm not sure if it's like exact. I believe I did use this shade, but I might have went in with something a little bit darker. If you do want to, you can use some type, like a little dab of like black eyeshadow and just put it here and then just blend it so it's like a little bit darker. Me, considering the outfit I'm going to wear today, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna try to like pack on like some more in the corner so it's a little bit darker. It's not gonna look like it on camera like the way you're seeing me right now, but I'm pretty sure if I take a picture, this is I'll take a picture at the end, but like you'll see what I mean. It may not look like much right now. The lighting on the video must have been like really like saturated and stuff like that when I filmed the resellers video, so that's probably why it looked like super like pigmented and stuff like that. This is like a really light look. It's nothing crazy. I'm sure if you wanted like a more pigmented look, you can just use, again, like concealer. But the base that I use, I think works pretty well for just colors in general. Like I've never had a problem with it, and I like the way it comes out. So again, up to your discretion, but this is pretty much the steps that I followed for this. So that is this color right here. Again, black if you want to deepen it a little bit, but I think I might leave it alone. Okay, Keldawat told a little bit of a lie. So what I did do, actually, I just remember, and I opened this palette. So it's this Pokemon ColourPop palette. I love it so much. It's so cute. But it has these colors right here. It's called Palette Town, the whole palette. And basically what I did was, for this lighter, it was like a deeper kind of, not a deeper, it was like a lighter, it was a darker brown than the base that we use, but it's still like pretty light. It's this color right here that is called SSN. So I'm gonna assume that's a boat somewhere in Pokemon because I have not played the first region. Sorry y'all Gen 1ers, but it's this color right here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your brush, dab it a little bit, and you're just gonna go over like. And the thing is, if you put the darker color, if you already put this darker color over, that's fine. Literally, like, just blend it out. It looks good. It looks good. I'm telling you. It may not look good on here right now, but like when I take a picture and you see it in real life, it eats. It eats. Trust. That's more like it. That's more like it. Okay. So again, what you're gonna do, you can use this color. It's fine. Like if you use that of this palette, but I think the primary one I did use is, again, the SSN and this Pokemon ColourPop collaboration palette. I hope they still sell this. I low-key never want to run out of this. All right, it took a little bit of digging, but I did manage to find the third color that I used that was light over top of my look, and that is this one right here. I had to play around with it a little bit, so if I did add some on, I apologize. I didn't record it, so just you know, just gonna go tap, tap, tap over top. Just a little bit light. It's a little bit light. I had to do some wiping, so this might not look as good, but bear with me. If you put it on right the first way, you got nothing to worry about. Keldawat just had to wipe because she was experimenting. I'm stupid, but that's what it looks like over top. And then what you're gonna do is just kind of feather it out like over. If you want to be a little bit fancy, what you can do is you can put like a little bit of like white shimmer over it. Mine kind of makes it look a little bit ashy, so I'm not gonna do it today, but it would eat. I'm just thinking today it's gonna make it look a little bit ashy, so I'm not going, you're not gonna be adventurous today. And now we are moving on to our shimmer, which I will record in the same session. Wow, look at me. So I believe I used a mixture of these two palettes. This one is the ColourPop I believe it's a shock shadow, a super shock shadow. Yep, and it's in the color Hydro Pump because it is Pokemon themed. This one has like a little bit more of like a bluish tint to it. And then there is this one right here, which is in this palette called Soft Boy. This is from an indie brand called Neko Yanin. To my knowledge, I wanted to actually do a review on indie brands at some point, just to kind of talk about it, because I believe nobody really talks about like the formulas that go into this stuff, and like where, like, you know, how these things are made, and like how whitelisting brands work. So this is kind of one of them. Do I recommend it? That's a chat for another day. But we're going to be using it from this palette. So we're going to use this down here. And this is what it looks like. Has a little bit of a green undertone. So we're going to swipe it just kind of like in the middle of like your lower lid. And let's see how this looks. Yeah. You're going to go over your eye, just like in the middle. Kind of concentrated in the center. And then what you're gonna do, let's do a little bit more there. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the Hydro Pump Super Shock and you're gonna go right over top of it. And it creates like this really cute like blue. I like it. It's like a greenish blue. But when you take photos and stuff, it just looks like really nice, like a really nice like aqua kind of color. That I believe is what I did, and I'm looking at it from the side and it looks like it looks good. So alright, that's all you need. So that will conclude the eyeshadow portion of this look. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do my white eyeliner, what we've been doing this whole time for this tutorial, which is white eyeliner in the inner corner, black eyeliner in the outer corner, do a wing, and then lashes. We're actually going to use the Ioni lashes. It looks like these from a brand called Ioni. Basically same spiel, same makeup routine type joint. So I will be right back with that. All right, eye look is pretty much taken care of. I know that in the video I did put like little stars on the sides of my face. Basically what I used was what is this called? I don't even remember. I got this such a long time ago. I will double check that and then like put a caption if it is. And this is what I used to make my red star. So all I did was I got like a thin brush and I basically made like, the way I do stars is I like to make like a lambda shape. Like, who thought that even though I hate math would kind of help me out a little bit with them variables. But I make like a lambda shape. Basically, I'll put on screen what it looks like first. So take the thin part of your brush, do like a little line, and then just give it like two little legs, almost like you're doing a stick figure. And then you're gonna like fill those in a little bit, make it a little bit thick on the points. And then you're going to make a line across, literally. And that's how you get a star shape. And then for the yellow, what I did was I just used like your regular like gel liner, kind of like a gel, like a yellow gel liner. You can do like a loose one too. I didn't have a loose one at this time, so I just used like a pencil, and I just kind of like sharpened it a bit and just did some really jagged lines. Again, same steps as doing like a lambda shape and then like just a line across, but that would be like the stars on the side of my face. So this is extremely dangerous. I don't have a brush on me just because I packed it up for a trip. However, I'm going to be using a push pin to do this. Again, don't try this at home, very dangerous. But basically what I do is I just take the little stick and I dip it in there. Get it like real wet, and then you just, I press it. Don't do it again with a push pin. You're doing this with a brush. You're gonna like press it up against like your kind of near your brow bone a little bit, and you're gonna make that lambda shape. So I'm gonna do that. Star number 1 complete. Now onto the other side. Alright, and that is star number 2 complete. And for the yellow stars, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild eyeliner from the Little Twin Stars collab. Basically, it's got this yellow tip, and all I do is, it's a lot easier to just draw out the shape, so I'm going to do that right now. Again, same process. Lambda, line in the middle. I don't like the way that last star came out. I am redoing that. Alright, and that actually completes the eye look. So we got stars on this side and then star on that side. Are they bigger than, is one bigger than the other? Yes, but do we care? Not really. Alright, so for the lip look, I don't know exactly what I did or what exact lip liner that I used, but I know it was a mauve color. Mauve? I don't really know how to actually, I'll just type it on the screen. That's usually what it is. I will be using this on the outside of my lips because that's the equivalent to the lip look I did in my video. So we'll do that right now. So then what I'm going to do is darken it up a little bit with this dark cocoa brown lip liner. Sorry, I have a buffering. And I'm going to darken it up a little bit because the lip liner that I used in the video was a little bit darker. Yep, that's an equivalent. Now we're going to go in with just a smidge of the Sailor Moon ColourPop lipstick. Again, wouldn't recommend this one just because it's dry, but again, the dryness sometimes kind of helps to like move it around a bit, I feel like. And then what you're going to do is just finish it off with a little bit of lip gloss. So this is a hydrating oil by I do not know how to pronounce it. I will put it here. And it's Watermelon Burst Hydrating Lip Oil. Not really a fan of lip oils, but I'm gonna just use it to use it. Alright, and that will complete the final look. We did it! Oh my gosh. A lot longer of a tutorial than I thought it would take. I bet you this will go out to an hour, but I'm gonna try to cut it down as much as possible. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I was able to give some sort of instruction to whatever looks I do in my videos and stuff like that. Did you like it? Did you not? Could I have done better with explaining? If I could have done better with explaining, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to bear with it. I can't really help you there. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Chonka Cat, for sponsoring this video. Again, link will be in bio if you guys are interested in buying this cat bag and just supporting me or the channel in general, you know. Stick around a little while. Tell somebody you love them today, because tomorrow is not promised to us. I will be coming out with a company greed video within the next few weeks, and then also some other topics that I have obviously promised to talk about. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Kadwa, and I will see you guys in the next one.